Hello, everyone. Welcome to Strixhaven Sundays. This is our open roster community campaign, which means you, my dear viewers, anybody can come play this game. I'm still Luna. I will be your dungeon master and your host for this game here today. We're going to go ahead and real quick tell you who we are here. Tell me how long you've been playing TTRPGs, and then tell me just a little bit about your character, and we will learn more about them as we get further into the story. But before we go ahead and do that, I just want to do a quick shout out to all of our Patreons. Because of our Patreons, all of the things that we do here are possible. If you want to see what you can get for being a Patreon, you can check out that link there in the chat. You can also find all of our episodes on YouTube. That will also include Strixhaven as well. If you would like to interact with the story, there are a couple of ways you can do so. I say, as I pull out the cards that I forgot to put on my desk, there's a free way that you can interact with this game. You can redeem channel points to grant a blessing, which is a pocket advantage die or a reroll to the player of your choice, including me. Every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. There are some really fun, wacky things. They really change the story. So if you want to affect that, if you want to torment or boon someone on the screen, please feel free to do so. You can get more information with !fate. And that's gonna be it. Yeah. Dirge, why don't you tell me about who you are and where we can find you?
Okay, I'm Dirge. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter by the same tag, and I play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Started about 2 years ago, actually not that long, 2 or 3 years ago. And I play a lot of D&D and a lot of video games.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Godfather Wraith, for the draw already. This is going to be for you.
We've already started.
It's already begun. All right. It's very simple. All you have to do... Wait, is this your first deck of many on this? Oh, I'm so excited. I get to be your first. Okay. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. So I will play it when I think it's going to be cinematically relevant, and also when it's going to be the punchiest.
Okay.
So you will not know right away, but you will find out later. Thank you so much for that.
Of course.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about who you're playing today. Just a little bit.
Oh, I'm playing Alistair. He is human-ish, warlock. Yeah.
Okay. Human-ish. I love it. Excellent. Next, we have Kamder. Tell me about you.
Hi there, I'm Kamder on, well, technically still Twitch and definitely still on Twitter. I have been the former streamer and former pro shoutcaster, but also doing tabletop RPGs for, oh goodness, at least 20 years at this point in various forms. Oddly, not as much D&D over the years. This is going to be my first streamed game, and oh no. I'm going to play Eris Deshane. She is a Fire Genasi wizard. Little on the shorter side. So that's me for this evening.
Excellent. Thank you.
Oh no.
Next, we have B Street Holmes.
Hi, I am B Street Holmes. People might recognize me from Stella's Wednesday Wilds Beyond the Witchlight game. I feel like I just saw Stella recently because of that. We play every other week. I can also be found as B Street Holmes on Twitter and someday Twitch. I haven't done a lot there lately. I've been playing tabletop games since I was like 15, so about 15 years ago. Tonight I'm going to be playing Sebastian of the Sun Guides, who is a Leonin paladin.
Excellent. Thank you. And joining us for the very first time, Lessien, please tell me about who you are.
Hey, I'm Lessien. I've been playing D&D for 5 years now. Private games, pay DM at the local comic book stores. But this is my first time going online, so very excited for that. I will be playing Wyla Fear. She is a little fairy. Gonna be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you to Zombie Fighter 89. So every player has one blessing. So that means at any point, if you roll something and you're not happy with it, you are allowed to use this reroll at any time that you like, even after you make the roll, because whatever, it's fine. We're playing a game of pretend, right? It's cool. All right, we're going to start today somewhere a little different. We see, as the camera opens up, a city, vibrant and bustling. It is currently midday, and we see a sign. It says, on it, Strixhaven Guides. Want to make your way to Strixhaven? Guaranteed safe route, easy transport, no strings attached. 1 gold piece per passenger. And we see each of the characters as they make their way through this city, and each one of them happens upon it, and you decide, this is perfect. I received my letter to Strixhaven, and this seems just logical. This will take me where I need to go. So you take your copy of the little, tear off thing, and so you know the location of where you need to go, and you make your way home. I would like you, Alistair, to tell me, what does it look like when you're home? Describe to me what your room or your home looks like as your character's in it.
Well, my home is less of a home than it is what seems to be a workshop or a lab. Beakers are broken, tables are strewn all over the place. And even though this is a place that I hold my residence, I have a look of unfamiliarity to the place. I stumble in, looking around, questioning, and eventually find my way upstairs. But it is an odd place.
Excellent. And what does your character look like as the camera focuses on you?
Alistair is he's young, probably in his early 20s, light brown skin, curly, short black hair, earrings on both ears, and a scar that runs from the right side of his face down, from the eye down, and it almost looks like stitching or surgical. The only real thing that gives alarm is his eyes are like a deep purple.
Ooh, okay. Excellent. And as you are kind of preparing yourself to go to Strixhaven, what does it look like as you're packing? What kind of stuff are you bringing with you?
Lots of books, and I guess notes, some things that he's not quite sure what he's picking up, and he throws it back, and then he'll grab something else. Tons of study, a few vials of weird liquids, but yeah.
Okay, excellent. And what kind of energy do you have? Are you nervous? Are you excited?
Kind of aloof, but just it's almost like he's going through the motions.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like this is it just seems like this is what he's going to do, but not so much that he wants to. It's all that he knows that he was doing at the time. So he's just kind of going through it.
Excellent. And the screen will fade to black from Alistair, and we see Eris. What does Eris look like, and what is their home look like?
Eris is about a 5'4", dark red skin, fire genasi. Wears her hair sort of all the way long and back is nice and long with shaved sides, complete with the ends of the hair seem to be smouldering yellow, dark red hair, yellow streaks heading on the way backwards, and quietly looks like it might be on fire. The amount of yellow at the end seems to go up or down depending on her mood, and currently it's very much quietly smoldering away. Currently in her room at her home with from adopted parents, just made it back from the city, leaning back against the door with this big grin on her face, clutching her spell book. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I've made it. Taking a few moments to calm down, having almost skipped all the way back from finding where the pickup point is. Her room is, well, her adoptive parents are carpenters. There is a lot of wood furniture around the place. Some of it showing a few scorch marks here and there where she might have got overexcited in the past. And this might be a reason why it was suggested possibly trying to go to school. It takes her a few more moments to let it properly sink in that this really is happening before starts bouncing briefly around, packing some stuff up, and pauses again, thinks, no, wait, I can do this better. Oh, I should do this the proper way. Plonks her spellbook down and bothers doing the ritual cast for Unseen Servant to make something else do the packing for her instead.
Oh, I love it. So what kind of disposition does your Unseen Servant have? And what does it look like as you're casting this spell?
Standing over the book, very expressive arms as she weaves around and over it and draws the patterns. And what seemed to be summoned is this sort of tallish, slightly stooped, ever so... If it could have a weary expression on a fairly blank face, it would absolutely do so. It just sort of... I am the long-suffering servant of this one. Is like, yes, if you insist. Goes around gathering up the things as it's been directed, while she a little bit more excitedly continues to double check that she's got everything that she thinks she's going to need, from official guide to what you must bring with you to Strixhaven, which she has read and reread more than a few times over the past few weeks.
I love it so much. Oh my god, Eris is going to be so much fun. Thank you, thank you. So the screen fades to black and we see Sebastian. Also, thank you so much, Matihi, for the draw. Please tell me when to stop.
Now.
Okay. Please tell me, what do we see as we see Sebastian in their home?
So Sebastian is actually in a room above a tavern because this city is not his home. He's traveled a long way to get here. And as he arrives back to his room with this slip of paper of where to meet, he enters a room he has decorated with tapestries and wall hangings to try to give some of the warmth and color that he's used to back in his homeland. He's not 100% sure how he's going to get any of that with him to school, but he very much wants to bring it along so he doesn't feel quite so far from his pride. Sebastian is a 7-foot tall anthropomorphic lion, a leonin. And as he arrives, he's going to go through and double check all the things that he meant to bring to school with him. He's going to check on his shield and his scimitar, and he's going to make sure that the couple books that his pride was able to send with him are packed up tight in his backpack and ready to go for the morning.
Excellent. Okay. And you find as you were packing your belongings, there's something in your room that wasn't there before. You could have sworn that there wasn't any indication of someone having come into your room, but as you were packing and more or less tearing down all of your personal possessions so it can come with you to Strixhaven, you find a very peculiar figurine. It is made out of this lavender crystal, and it seems to be shaped like a turtle with its mouth open. So it is a very squat kind of crystalline figurine. You have drawn the gem card.
Ooh.
You get to start your adventure at Strixhaven with something worth 500 gold pieces.
Nice. He is going to look at this and he figures either someone packed it in his bag before he left, and in the weeks since he's been home, he just never noticed it, or he must have bought it and forgot, because he doesn't have the best memory. So he's like, I probably had this already, right? I must have. Okay. And he packs it away with his other school supplies.
Excellent. Okay. And then last we see Wyla. what do you look like and what is home, or at least your home right now, look like?
Wyla is 2'8", a very skinny, dry, springy fairy with these effervescent green wings that she uses to keep her balance, keep herself from stumbling. She has very tan skin, as if she spent her entire life beneath the summer sun. She has a wild mane of coppery curly curls that she doesn't even try to mess with because she honestly can't do anything with. Just lets the wind blow it as it will. But she does keep her clothes very prim and proper. She typically wears a blue blouse and blue pants. But she always asks for the attic room in the tavern because she assumes it's the least looked after and the one that they will least care about if she defaces. And the walls are currently covered in paint, in scorch marks and frost, as she has decorated to suit her desires and whims, and created geometric patterns and fields of flowers and abstract art all over. And before she leaves, she wants to finish up this last mural. Finishing up with a little prestidigitation and produce flame, just putting on these finishing touches.
So what do we see as the camera pans over it? What does this look like, this final art piece?
It would probably be a field of flowers made out of geometric shapes, and each flower would be an individual scene from her homeland. So just a memory looked of someone she taught. She's spent a lot of time teaching, influencing other people and helping them find their own passion. So each flower is a memory of someone she guided down this path.
Excellent. Okay. So as the screen fades to black from there, you all get a pretty good night of rest. Even with all your nerves, perhaps you have such an anxious frenzy that you eventually pass out from exhaustion. Just depending on how you feel, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You sleep well. And the next morning, you all disembark from your different locations and you head towards the meetup spot. Outside of... Oh, nice. Thank you. Thank you, Zombie, for the cards. To you, both Lessien and Keemdare. Keemdare, tell me when to stop.
Oh no. Stop.
Okay. And Lessien, please tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh,
That's a good sign.
Totally not ominous at all there.
It's your first time playing with us and you get this card. I'm so sorry.
Always fun.
Oh, okay. So it is very, very early in the day. The sun is this deep apricot purple color. The sun hasn't completely risen yet. You can see streaks of different colors just wild through the air here. And as you are making your way out towards the location, you realize that it is on the outskirts of the city itself. And as you're coming up, who is going to be the first one there?
I think that Alistair would, because he did not sleep last night at all.
Okay, very good. So, Alistair, as you're coming up, you see someone very interesting. You see a person that is about, we'll say about 5'10". They are of a medium heavy build, and you see they have some really greasy, short cropped, unevenly chopped black hair. They have this blue-green skin and these long, swooping ears. And you see that they have these large spectacles. They are very round and dominate his face. He seems to be currently reading a book. You see that there's a backpack on him, and there's a number of different chests and things at his side. He's reading a book.
Excuse me. Are you are you supposed to take the people to Strixhaven?
So as you come up to this person, they're standing next to this like wooden post, and it's kind of like one of those things that like points like 10 miles that way is that city, and like, just kind of like a different directional thing. City signpost, that's what it's called. So he's standing next to it, and as he turns his head, his tongue flicks out, and you see that it is split kind of like a serpent's. You
Interesting.
meet
Ooh.
Urzmatok. I love art. Behold, Urzmatok. Okay. He looks to you and he says, "No, that is not me. My name is Urzmatok Grosh."
I apologize. Are you also making your way to Strixhaven?
I am a second year.
Oh. Well, then I guess I will join you if you do not mind.
Why, this space is wide enough for many people. I imagine the carriage will be here in the hour to come.
Very well, and I will have a seat. Sit right next to him.
Okay, there are no benches, it's just dirt. There's just a signpost and a dude standing next to the signpost.
Yeah, I'll sit next to the signpost.
Okay, cool. So he has told you that it's going to be about an hour before the carriage comes. What would Alistair do, knowing that you have an hour to kill?
He would look over a lot of his notes. He'd be reading through books and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So you bury your nose into a book. Who would be at this location next?
Sebastian could be.
Okay. Sebastian, you come up, you can see that there's an individual sitting on the ground reading a book, and there's an individual standing reading a book.
Is this Strixhaven?
Urzmatok lifts his head to look towards you, and he says, "No, this is the carriage to go to Strixhaven."
It kind of takes a moment to look around, like he's trying to... Oh, I think that's where I'm supposed to be.
I kind of asked the same
He
thing.
holds his little slip of paper up.
See Urzmatok kind of like lifts up his glasses and he squints at it. And he just lifts up his book. He doesn't say anything.
Oh, okay. What books are you reading? I didn't realize we had to prepare ahead of time.
These are not really books. They're kind of notes that I think that I took, or someone that I know took. It's not required.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to be behind before we even got there.
I could give you something to read if you wanted.
Sure. Everyone else is reading.
Let's pull out some random notes and I'll hand them over.
Okay. What would be the subject of the notes?
I was about to ask the same thing because that'll make a big difference to Sebastian.
It would allude to the understanding of a soul, and how to adjust it or change it in certain aspects. It would, I don't know if you would know, but it would be a stretch of necromancy, in a sense, but not bringing undeath necessarily.
Okay.
Sebastian will look over this book these notes about working with souls, and it's clear that he's barely following it.
Just like reading the same sentence like 3 times.
Yeah, it takes him a while to flip the page.
Mhm.
Like, and you know that page has some diagrams on it. Like,
Oh my god, that's me. That is me. I am Sebastian.
Oh no.
Excellent. All right. Urzmatok says without looking up, it will be an hour before the carriage arrives.
Oh, thank you.
Did you want to do anything?
Just reading over what his new friend has given him to the
Okay.
best of his ability.
Yes, it is very difficult. Next, Eris or Wyla? Who wouldn't be last?
I don't think Eris would be last, just based on the fact that while mornings are definitely something that happen to other people, it's also a case that they would still be about as raring to go as they can. Might be sort of, again, slightly skipping through the streets to make towards the location with the little piece of paper that they've written down all the
So,
details on.
your morning, however, is very
Oh, no.
different. As you're bounding through the streets, super excited to make it to the beginning of your adventure here, you find
Oh, no.
that you step in a puddle. It completely soaks through one of your socks. And then you're kind of like trying to recover and you're like, you don't want to be late. You run through the street and someone turns around and they accidentally smash a pie into your chest. They say, oh no. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh, you don't have to pay for it. I'm so sorry. That was all me.
Yeah. Thanks. Wait, is that Cherry?
Yes.
Oh, right. Do you have another one? Just take with me.
In my shop, you see we've got a special going on, actually. We've got blueberry pie, raspberry pie, apple pie. Oh, look, I could tell you about all the specials that we have. Let's
She
see.
looks very torn, clearly looking back down the street in the direction of where she's supposed to be going, and then back to like, I think have I got time? I've got time. Definitely agitated and slightly vibrating in place and trying to put the wet foot out of her mind. And he goes, "Okay, sure. I don't have long. Yeah. How much for one cherry pie?"
Oh, yeah, come on in. And you can tell that she is not in any kind of hurry, and she like leads you into her bakery, and it is very, very, very lovely in there. There are these savory fragrances, very lightly sweet and fruity, that fill the air, and that delicious, oh god, my mouth is watering, that delicious smell of fresh bread just permeating everything, including your hair and your clothes. I'm so hungry right now.
Ooh.
Holy crap.
Ooh.
And you see that it is just golden brown all the way through inside of the bakery here. And you can basically have your pick of anything.
She's just looking around in awe, with her hair is sort of a little bit brighter, but still on the gentle side. And it's like, no. Just a cherry pie. A cherry pie must stick to just a. No, must cherry pie and.
She will give you a cherry pie for 2 copper pieces.
Which is round, double checks, then realizes she actually put her purse in the backpack. It's in here. Yes. Hands over two copper pieces and happily accepts a very delicious looking pie in return.
Excellent. So you can add 1 cherry pie to your inventory.
Fantastic.
And as you kind of head your way out and you realize like, oh, that's taken a lot of time. You are kind of like trying to rush your way over to what is essentially a bus stop, right? And you step in another puddle and it gets your other foot wet. And this time it's so deep that it goes all the way to your knee. You almost fall over. And as this happens, it kind of hits you in a sort of anxiety and discomfort of which you've never felt before. You have drawn the Fool card. You lose something here.
Oh.
It's completely up to you what you want it to be. It can be a memory, a sense, a bond, or a quirk of your character. You basically let something go, and today has changed you in a way.
That's an interesting one. Hmm.
You don't have to decide now, because I know it's a pretty sudden thing. But you don't feel very good, and you've got to rush.
She's saying, at this point, there might be a small amount of smoke coming from here within the flames of. It's flames at this point that's now kind of creeping up, and she's also wearing some very red, sparkly glasses with tinted lenses on. Mostly because when she gets perhaps a little bit annoyed, eyes look slightly normal behind, but now there's more senses of smoke coming out from behind them, as if possibly her eyes might be slightly on fire. Persuaded, as a general feeling of people tend to start moving away from the person that's radiating, I am having a bad day, and this is not going too well. Right. Okay. Picks back up her things. Tries her best to be as... Any more puddles? Am I going to fall in another one?
No,
right, okay, and...
Yeah, you end up continuing along and there are no more puddles, but as you're coming up towards the signpost, you see that there is Urzmatok, of which you've never met before, of course. You see Alistair is sitting down on the other side of the post, and is Sebastian sitting or standing?
Sebastian's probably standing.
Okay, and then you see they're all reading things. And all three of those people there, as you're looking up towards Eris approaching, you see this person with a completely drenched leg, a sopping wet boot on the other side, and a pie stain on them, just approaching the signpost.
Kind of look down and look up. Are you okay?
That depends. You, all of you are here to go to Strixhaven, right? This is the right place. Is it clearly? It is. Oh, good. Right. Okay. Fine.
I believe so.
I'm here. I'm good. It's been a morning. How long do we have before the carriage turns up?
About 30 minutes.
30 minutes. Oh, fine. Oh, great. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. Right. First of all, I was going to start trying to, first of all, clean herself up with prestidigitation.
What does it look like when you use prestidigitation?
A lot of the, especially the more semantic components of much of her spell casting are very, I'm trying to do very elaborate arm waves and all over the places, and as I do so, the bits of pie seem to like lift off of the clothing. It's like as if this little bubble was bursting to try to clean herself up, and the line of wetness on the clothing slowly decreases down. She's frantically pointing at all the various things to get it sorted. It's like, okay, right, okay, phew, right, the themes. Yes, right. Okay, yes. So you're hoping to go. Is this your first time to Strixhaven?
I believe so.
It's my first time.
Oh, good. What college are you hoping to get into?
Of course, go ahead.
I heard that Witherbloom can teach you to heal people. I thought I might be the most used to my pride that way.
Well, that's a good idea. And she looks over towards Alistair. She's clearly seeming to be centering herself, talking about this topic and not the state she just turned up in. I know. What about? Why are you? You're tall. Where are you hoping to go?
I'm not that tall. I fold the notes over. I believe Lawhold. I'm looking for information that I think exists already. It's just very old. Yeah.
Oh,
No
that's
way. You never
Well,
answered the
that's-
question. Are you okay?
I think so. I am a lot better than I was a few minutes ago. And I'm on time. Both of these things are. Yes, this is good. And I've got a pie. I have a pie out of it. I have to remember that. I have a nice pie that I can use on the journey to feel better. Yes, I'm good. Hi. Sorry. I'm Eris, by the way, offers her hand out to everyone. I'm hoping to to get into to Prismari with me and my to suddenly realize and starts patting and checking her pack, and I had a vial in here somewhere. Oh, and pulls it quick. Oh no! And it's a fairly big pack. Sat on the ground, sits down cross-legged, and starts reaching through it. Not that, I mean, a viol is not exactly it's a fairly big musical instrument. You'd be able to see it on the side of the pack, but she's looking in it anyway, in the vain hope that it's under some clothes or some books or something.
Sebastian, from his 7 foot tall, kind of leans forward to peer into the bag like he's helping, but he has no idea what we're looking for. He's just kind of like leans in like, I'm so ready to be helpful.
Aw. Okay, I have a question. Wyla, would you be late or would you be on time?
She would be late. She's still trying to figure out time in the material plane.
Gotcha.
It doesn't make sense to her just yet.
Okay. So we're gonna say that Eris, you kind of introducing yourself and you're kind of searching for something. All of this will take about like 20 minutes. And do you end up finding what you're looking for?
She does not.
Okay.
It's completely gone.
Okay. Yeah, so as you're kind of like beginning to put things away, everyone begins to hear a carriage coming up. You see that there is this interesting vehicle approaching. It is made mostly of wood, and it is fortified in its joints by this strange purplish metal. You see that it is drawn by a single horse, and there's a person sitting on the very top. They are wearing a wide-brimmed hat. It is black, just as the rest of their clothes, and you see wearing them is this yellow tiefling. And as the carriage comes to a halt right in front of the signpost, the tiefling hops off, lands very deftly on their feet, and you see that she is about 5 feet tall. She says, "Howdy, y'all. I'm gonna be your guide. Are you here to go to Strixhaven?"
Yes.
So,
All right. Oh, I can smell the newness on you. You're all first years, aren't ya?
Yes.
I'm sorry about that. That might still be a bit of cherry pie.
I don't think he is, pointing to the Uzmark talk.
Yeah, as you point to him, you can see that he's already just kind of turning. He doesn't even address anybody. He begins to make his way into the carriage. He actually pulls the door open and enters inside.
Okay.
now are we free to go aboard?
Oh, yeah. If you've got any bags or anything, I can take care of it. Let's see. And she, like, looks over at the heap of stuff that Urzmatok had left on the side of the road there. And, she kind of, like, rubs her hands together. She begins to roll up her sleeves. This little 5 foot tall tiefling.
Do you want some help with that?
Oh, honey, you don't have to, but if you want to, I'm never going to turn down a helping hand.
I don't mind.
All right, yeah, just throw it up there. It should pretty much catch. There's a little net on the side there.
And he'll start just chucking stuff up there.
Indelicately.
Not as delicate as he probably should be.
Okay, yeah, you hear like the crunching of certain things and just like books sliding around inside of a chest as it gets like heaved up there. And then Urzmatok sticks his head out and he says, "Hey, watch it."
I was just doing what they asked me to do. They said toss it on top.
I've got my eyes on you. He sinks back into the carriage.
He turns to the others. Am I in trouble already?
No,
Probably not. It should be fine, I think. None of that sounded too expensive. It should be good.
it should be good. Yeah.
And he throws the last one up there.
Crunch. Okay, no.
All right. So it is going to be 1 gold piece, and you see her kind of like moving over to the carriage, and she just like expectantly holds out a hand over the front of the open door, and then you just see like a little green hand come out, snaking out, drops a gold piece in her hand, and goes back into the darkness of the carriage.
I'll just pull out a handful of gold and drop a random amount into her hand and get it.
All right. You give her 3 gold pieces, and she's like, "Oh, are y'all together? Oh, thank you."
Of course, I get right in.
Okay, you get in. So when you get in, you can see that it is very cozy inside. It's very plush. You see this fine purple velvet has been upholstered onto the cushions inside, and you see that the benches are quite wide. It seems a little more spacious on the inside than it did on the outside. You could easily sit about 4 or 5 butts of people on one side. And you see Urzmatok has settled into the far corner and has cast a small cantrip where there's a flame harmlessly floating over his thumb as he's continuing to read his book.
I'll sit across from him.
Okay. Outside, the guide looks at Eris and says, go ahead on in. Just make yourself comfortable.
You sure you don't want? And she's been during this time reacquainting herself with where she's actually put her gold purse after the whole backpack incident. It's like, oh, it's in here. Carefully count to make sure she gets the gold coin out.
No. Oh, honey, no. That young gentleman over there had taken care of the fare. Just go on in. It's all right.
Okay. Thank you. Takes a moment to sort of shake yourself, get a bit straight. Deep breath. Heads onto the carriage. I don't know.
Where do you want to sit?
She is going to go and sit right next to Alistair.
Okay. Very good. There's plenty of space. All right. The guide will look to you, Sebastian, and say, "All right, big fella, thank you so much for your help. We got everything on there, and oh, look at that. We're going to leave right on time."
Glad I could help you.
Go ahead and on in. Make yourself comfortable. This should be a pretty easy ride.
He clambers on into the thing. I'm sure the door is probably not 7 foot, so he's like stooping to get himself in.
You do have to stoop in, but to your surprise, like as you step on, even with like your larger hulking frame, it doesn't bend to the weight of you. It actually feels really sturdy, almost as if it's made completely out of metal.
He'll probably take a seat next to Eris because it feels like that, if I'm tracking correctly, that's the furthest away from the unfriendly person they've met.
So far, yeah. So all 3 of you are on a bench, and then Urzmatok is just in the corner on the other side.
He's probably fine with that too.
Yeah. You just see like the flame, right? The single small flame. You see the book, and then you see his eyes over the book, and they just kind of snap over to you for a second, and then he just sinks back behind his book. So we see the guide slam the door closed and lock it, and you see that she folds up the stairs that lead up into it. And as she's literally doing this, buttoning up the carriage, we see Wyla.
Oh.
Wyla, you are in the very far distance, and you can see, we'll say, not very far, we'll say you're about 60 feet away, right? You see that the carriage is here, and it's leaving. What do you look like right now?
The second I see her buttoning up, I just take flight and start flying as fast as possible, yelling at the top of my lungs, waving my arms, prestidigitation, sparks flying, trying to gather as much attention as possible. Just basically a fireworks show,
Okay.
trying to gather as much attention as possible.
Okay, can I get a performance check from you? Very first roll of the game. Don't roll a 1.
Oh no.
You're gonna have to fly all the way to Strixhaven.
Yikes, see you later.
It'll be a long one.
Ooh, a 20. Very good. All right, yeah. So immediately, as soon as you start doing this, you see her head whip around to you, and she's like, "Oh, heavens! Oh, we almost left without you. Don't worry, take your time, slow down. We won't leave without you."
Oh dear, oh dear. I honestly can't tell the time around here. I'm so used to. Time flows so fast here. I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
you've got nothing to apologize for. Are you okay?
Getting to Strixhaven, right? Strixhaven?
Absolutely. That is our destination.
Okay. 1 gold, right? 1 gold?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm Wyla.
Wyla, nice to meet you. My name is Rena.
Nice to meet you, Rena.
Nice to meet you. So do you hand the 1 gold over?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she takes it, she pockets it, and you see her just clunk, opens the door, and inside you see a single flame. Like, it's really dark in here, by the way. You see a single flame. You see a person with large spectacles. Oh, the flame just reflects off of these big saucers of glasses as well. He's holding a book. He's just kind of looming in one dark corner. And then the other side has 3 other people on it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Wyla Fear. How's everyone doing? Oh, it's a bit crowded over there. I guess I'll sit next to you, maybe.
beckoning over. Come join us.
Okay,
For
I'll sit with you guys. So
I
I
think-
will.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I will sit next to Eris.
Okay. So if you want to sit next to Eris, you're gonna have to squeeze between Eris and Sebastian, or Eris and Alistair.
I'm very.
So the order is Alistair, Eris, Sebastian on one side, and then
Okay.
just Urzmatok on the other.
I will sit next to Sebastian. So then
Okay.
Sebastian, it'll be Sebastian on the wall. So
Okay, very good. All right. And you see the door just slam shut, and you hear it lock, and you hear the stairs getting folded up. You hear the crunching of gravel as she walks over to the front. You hear her clambering up, and you hear the horse as the carriage begins to roll off. Inside, the 4 of you are facing Urzmatok. See his eyes just kind of looking between the 4 of you, and then he lifts up his book.
You said that he has a flame on his finger?
Yeah,
He's trying to
just a
read?
very
That's-
small flame. It'd be
I
like
think-
the equivalent of doing like
A
a,
lighter?
big lighter. Yeah.
Okay. I think Alistair is ever so slightly moving kind of closer to try and get some of the light on the reading material because he doesn't have any. So he's just still trying to read, but he's moving ever so closely.
would you like one? And I'll just produce a flame and send it that way.
What does it look like as you're casting this? So for our games here, you can aesthetically flavor anything the way you want it to. Like you can even bend the rules a little bit as long as it doesn't mechanically affect like any spells or anything like that. So if you want to like produce a flame and you want it to be like fireflies or something, you know, whatever you like. So what does it look like as you're casting this to make fire?
So Wyla is all about opposites. So her fire actually looks kind of icy as it comes out, and it burns has white. So it is actual fire, but it looks like it's melting ice.
Ooh.
That's
So
cool.
cool.
And it does emit light, but it's a 10-foot radius. So
Oh. So yeah, easily this light just floods the interior of the carriage. You see Urzmatok just snap his fingers, the flame disappears. He looks over at you, Wyla, and lowers his book. You are a first year.
yes. And you?
No, I am a second year. I am in Witherbloom.
Oh,
Are you?
you're in Witherbloom?
Yes. He leans back. He leans way back.
Sort of,
Yes.
oh no.
Oh, I'm hoping to get into Prismari.
He just kind of
you
rolls
too?
his eyes.
Oh yes, I feel they have the most advanced, cutting-edge arts programs. It's honestly
But-
quite breathtaking the things
they-
they can do there here.
Oh, so I've heard. What sort of arts are you looking to study? I'm more into dance and there was wait a minute there was something. Well, dance and a little bit of art myself. But what do you?
For
Just sort of
painter. Dance is fantastic. I have helped. I'm an art teacher. I've been an art teacher for a very long time, but I've finally found my muse, and with it, I am going to Strixhaven. Thankfully, I've been wanting for so long. But I am a painter by trade. I create abstract art mainly, but it is quite lovely. If I say so myself.
Would you be able to show me sometime?
Of course,
She's
of course.
she's spent almost the entirety of this bit while being sat down, almost excitedly, quietly vibrating in her chair, about all this, and that excitement only seems to have gone slightly up since meeting someone else that's going for the similar-ish reasons to herself. It's like, and
Sebastian.
most, yeah.
Sebastian is quite large and in between these two people who are like excitedly talking to each other. So he's gonna like get up and like shuffle and curl and get himself so he's sitting opposite them so that they can like be next to each other because he feels like he's like in the way of them meeting.
Aww.
Just find me a wall no one cares about. I don't do anything small. But find me something no one cares about, and I will show you something. Hopefully, it's good. But
Okay.
Starts.
Sorry.
I was gonna say she starts looking around to see if any of the walls of the carriage kind of meet up to this, or settles back down.
Sorry.
was
Someone in chat was like, I love the production value, and then I immediately broke something.
Oh no! Aw.
Alistair, they seem really good at magic, and you have these really complicated books. Like he holds up the book he's still holding from earlier, and like in the shuffle of getting into the carriage, like it's now upside down, and he hasn't spotted that yet. It's like,
Let me just take that and okay, there you go.
oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well, if it's any consolation, I don't remember actually writing those notes, so I guess I'm going to be learning too.
Are you good at magic like they are?
I can do things. I don't know if it's technically magic or it's not. Follows equations, but things happen when I will them, and I guess that's magic in itself.
Sebastian pulls out a handful of trail mix, and he casts druidcraft on it and makes all the peanuts sprout. And he's like, "That's all I've figured out thus far."
Oh, well,
oh,
I mean that is, you've made life for all intents and purposes. I think that's pretty impressive.
I think it could be really good with some practice, but I'm a little intimidated because everyone else seems to know what they're doing. And he starts to like eat the trail mix, even the ones that have sprouted, just like munching on them.
So as you're about to like put one into your mouth, all of a sudden Urzmatok like lurches forward and he slaps your hand. And he takes one of the sprouted peanuts. And you see like his big eyes just filling the entirety of his spectacles as he inspects it. He says, I might have been wrong to judge you right away. Perhaps we can have a friendship. or at least an association. And he drops the peanut back in your hand, and he says, I am a member of the Fantastical Horticulture Club.
Ooh, I don't know what those words mean.
Neither do I.
Never mind. And he just kind of sits back in the seat and just brings his book up.
This guy, I mean, and I thought I was awkward.
You seem fine to me.
Well, I appreciate that. You're not so bad yourself.
He holds out his trumpets. Would you like some?
He hesitates.
I mean, anything in there that's made out of grains that hasn't sprouted. It's just the nuts, so...
Yeah, his hesitation is... I appreciate this, but I actually can't taste food, so I go wasted, and I don't seem to need to eat either, so I'd rather you keep it.
That's interesting.
As Wyla says, that's interesting, all of a sudden, the carriage lurches to a stop. All of you have to kind of catch yourselves in your seats as you realize that the momentum has jarred you into realizing that the carriage stopped. And you see Erzmatok adjust his spectacles. He heads over to the door, and he pulls the curtain aside. And as you look out, you can see that you have stopped in the middle of a forest. This is unusual. We are not at Strixhaven yet.
Zig
Pretty forest,
stops.
though.
It is pretty. He opens the latch on the door and pushes it open. He hesitates, looks over at you, the group of you. Go ahead.
If we're not at Strixhaven yet, you probably shouldn't get out.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a really good idea, she says, well, trying to hold on to it and peer the head out. Very clearly not wanting to actually get out, but as close as you can get without actually getting out.
So as you kind of start to lean out the open door, Erzmatok is just going to push you.
Can I
He
try to catch
falls
her?
over, rolls a bit, and lands in a puddle.
Wyla, you want to try to catch her?
Yeah, I'm small, but I would.
Go ahead and roll me a dex save.
Let's see. That is
5. Unfortunately, I think Eris just slips through your fingers. An attempt was made, and everyone saw it, but it didn't work. So, Eris, you tumble out and you land into a puddle. And as you kind of like lay on your back, your head turns over to the front of the carriage. You see that Rena is gone. The horse is just unmanned there.
Shakes her head a moment and adjusts the glass. Didn't we have a driver?
Is Rena okay? She's not there?
There's unless I've hit my gets herself up. No, we've got she's not there. That's not good, is it?
We should find her.
Why did you do that? Erzmatok.
That was very rude of you.
Well, either move in or out. Don't hesitate in the threshold.
So you'll be next then.
Yes. He steps out.
I'll step out.
I'll follow.
If everyone else is getting out, Sebastian's
Okay.
getting out.
Yeah, so all of you step outside and you see exactly what you had peering through the window. You're currently on a road and you're in the middle of a forest. You can see that there are dense trees on either side. It is still kind of early in the morning. Some time has passed by now. And you see as Eris is slowly getting up that Rena is not there anymore. The horse seems very calm.
Can I fly up and do a quick scan, see if she's on the other side?
Go ahead and roll me perception. Okay. Wyla, as you kind of flutter up and you look in the area, you can see that there is something up ahead, about 100 feet, but you don't see any trace of Rena.
Rena's missing. Can't find her. There's something up ahead, but oh dear, oh dear. Whatever happened to her?
What did it look like? You saw up ahead.
So you would have seen what looks like it's like a horse-drawn wagon and a horse,
There's another wagon up ahead.
but it's not moving.
Also at a standstill.
Does it look like she's gone over to have a look at it?
I
Is
can't
she
see
over there
Rena
with it?
everywhere. I can't see her anywhere. She's completely gone.
Does it have a driver? Is this a mysterious place where they all go to disappear or something?
Oh.
Do those exist?
No, that would be ridiculous.
Maybe we have to switch carriages?
I
Like
guess
a
it's as good
carriage
as
depot.
mine.
You think that information would have been on the flyer?
Sebastian's gonna go over to the horse
Okay.
because if the driver had just vanished, just instantaneously gone,
Mhm.
the horse would have kept going because that's just what horses do.
Mhm.
So he's gonna like stroke the horse and like talk to it, even though he doesn't speak horse.
Okay.
But he's just gonna like look around and see if he can figure out anything that might have motivated the horse to come to a complete stop.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me investigation. Okay. With a 12. So it seems that the other side of the reins, it is draped over the bench. So where the driver would have been seated and holding them, they must have like just dropped it. So you don't see any trace of Rena on there. Like her clothes are gone, her hat is gone, nothing remains. As far as the horse is, like, it seems almost as if they were commanded to stop. They're kind of at a standstill.
Well, it doesn't seem like Rena disappeared suddenly because someone told the horse to stop.
Eris is going to take a moment, realizes she's already wet, and just crouch down low and look under the carriage and see if there's anything under there, or possibly like that might be driver shaped. Because they were. There's nothing under there. I mean, where? I mean, I don't. I know some forests that were near the city, but not. This doesn't look that familiar. And where would you go? I mean, if they needed to. Wait. Oh.
I'm gonna say, since you're kind of like low to the ground, you're like looking around the area. You can see the tracks of the wagon and the horse. You can see the footprints that you have all left. You do not see Rena's footprints anywhere.
Eris calls out that it doesn't see any footprints leaving the wagon at all. She couldn't fly, could she?
Not that.
I don't see any wings.
She was a tiefling. Some tieflings have wings, but
She did
I'd
not
like-
seem to have any.
I'd like to use divine sense
Okay.
and see if I can register any strong good or strong evil
Okay.
in 60-foot range.
Okay, a 60-foot range. So tell me what this looks like as you activate this.
Sebastian's eyes go just completely white. Here in like a fairly well lit daytime environment, like you can't necessarily see them glowing, but you think like they'd probably shed off a little bit of light if it were nighttime. And he just kind of starts looking around.
Okay. So you do not detect anything powerfully good or significantly evil. You do not detect any celestial or fiend or undead.
pick up me.
Okay, so you see Alistair is undead.
Oh,
That's a note for later.
So what look is on your face as like you cast a spell and then you make eye contact with Alistair?
Just confusion, which honestly,
Oh.
not even that different for him.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, other than that, you don't see anything within 60 feet of you. It seems that the only interesting thing in the area is up ahead.
Well, should we go check out the other carriage? I mean, it's blocking the road, so it's not like our carriage can leave without us.
that's a good point. A very good point.
Well then, let's start making our way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as the group of you are heading forward, Erzmatok says, I will wait in the carriage in case Rena comes back. That way we don't leave without you.
Of course you will.
He clambers back in. He scuttles in like a bug.
I don't like him.
Uh-oh.
You don't like him? He's great. What are you talking about? Oh, hold on. Why is this? I have to rejoin as a player. A mistake.
Oh no.
Okay. So as the group of you are making your way, you get a few more details as you're closing in on what's up ahead. You see this wagon and it is currently like careened off to a side, so it's not straight like in the direction that it was headed. You can tell that something has happened and something has disrupted the direction that they were intending to go. So those are bushes or they're trees on the road there. So as you are proceeding forward, you come to a stop and realize there's something very strange about what's going on here. You realize the horse is completely still, like not even breathing, but it is up on its feet, hooves, legs. You see that there's a body on the ground.
That's not good. Are you everyone okay over there? Is there anyone at all okay? Please be okay.
You see the person is very clearly a minotaur. They are wearing a leather armor and have a number of different knives tucked into holsters on their chest, but they are completely unmoving.
Sebastian will pull out his shield and his scimitar.
Okay.
Smells like trouble.
Unsettling.
Eris is going to walk up to the Minotaur and carefully try and give him a prod and see if there's any response.
Okay. I'm going to say that you get to about 10 feet here from the body. So even before you get into touching range here. If anyone wants to move their tokens, please feel free to do so now.
Yeah. Wyla would have headed towards the horse.
Okay, go ahead and move your tokens.
I would have moved wide just to start seeing around before getting too close.
Okay. So about there, Eris, you realize this minotaur has been turned to stone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mouth opening and shutting a few times and slightly bristling. He's like, we might have a problem. I don't suppose anyone knows how to cure petrification by any chance.
Not I.
No, that's...
Oh, I didn't know people
Oh
could even
dear,
turn to
dear.
stone.
Right. Definitely want to be careful, and she's starting to back away slowly and looking all the way around at every shadow and every shadow a shadow in case of something that she doesn't even know what she's imagining that might turn people to stone. Probably very big and many eyes, but
Okay.
where is it from?
So go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're looking around. Wyla, the horse is completely unmoving. You have heard all of this. Do you want to move closer to the horse? What do you want to do here?
I would have moved closer and
Okay.
I would have kept moving until I saw.
Okay, yeah, so about 10 feet away from the horse, you see that the horse is also completely petrified.
Yeah.
Just turned to stone. And it is still, like, hooked up to the wagon here. You can see, as you're much closer, that the wagon is full of a bunch of personal effects. There are some chests and some bags and stuff. And a number of stacks of books. You suspect that this might be, perhaps, someone else that's also headed to Strixhaven.
Do I see anyone inside?
There's no one in the wagon. It's kind of like an open air wagon, right? Like the
Okay.
cabbage cart from, my cabbages. But there is a person on the ground, the Minotaur.
Okay.
Um, if I heard them scream out that she's petrified, can I make a check to see anything I might know that would petrify someone?
Yeah.
Members of Shoddy.
Go ahead and roll me history or nature.
I was gonna say the same.
Yeah, go ahead.
thing.
Anybody can do this.
Oh, I do have proficiency in history. Let's go.
Nope.
Sebastian with a
not paying attention
7,
that day.
Alistair with a 21, Lessien
Wow.
with a 21.
That
Very
was
good.
surprising.
And then we also have Eris with a 23. Okay, I think, Sebastian, you're kind of looking, and it's like, no, you have no idea.
I feel like Sebastian's heard a story, and he's now got just full confused face as he tries to remember anything else about it other than turning things to stone.
I think, and then for Alistair, Eris, and Wyla, at the same time, you all kind of like make eye contact with each other, and in your brain, you all think the same thing at the same time. Basilisk.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Hello.
And just as you think that, you see something crawl up onto a carriage here. You see this serpentine creature kind of claw up as you behold the basilisk. However, button I push. There.
He's cute.
So you see this many-limbed, lizard-like creature kind of scuttling up. You see that there are these sort of rocky-looking spines that come out in these jagged formations from its face all the way down its back. It has this many-toothed maw, and its eyes are glowing this bright, brilliant cyan color as it looks at Eris. However, there's something very interesting about this basilisk. It is wearing a top hat and a monocle. It's going to use this petrify. Ooh, hold on.
Kind of looks
Never
friendly with the
whisper.
top hat.
You think so?
Does it though?
Yeah,
It does it though. Okay, it's going to use its petrifying gaze on Eris. You need to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
I'm going to use my boon on this one.
Okay, so you do. So just to kind of recap the rerolls, Kamedare, you have 1. Dirge, you have 2.
Oh.
B Street, you have 1, and Lessien, you have 1. You don't need to
Okay.
call it ahead of time. So go ahead and roll for me first. Okay, a 9. You probably want to use it here.
Let's start this off slightly better.
Okay. You got this. Oh, that's a 6. Oh no, you failed. Okay. So you begin to slowly turn to stone. You feel your feet getting heavy. You feel them beginning to root into place. You aren't completely petrified yet, but it has begun. I'm gonna need everyone to select your tokens and roll me some initiative here. Okay. If you don't know how to roll initiative, in the middle of your sheet at the very top, it says the word initiative.
I haven't used Roll20 in a minute. How do I add myself to the turn order again?
I can help you with that. What was your number?
Oh, I didn't roll it yet.
Okay. 7.
7.
Very good.
I'm gonna use my knowledge of the past
Okay.
life and remember the urgency I had for the last experiment that I was in to add a d6.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
That's really cool.
Okay, that's a 3.
3? Okay, so
Oh.
10?
Yes, 10 total.
Okay. Eris is... Eris... Initiative 2. Okay, so you both go at the exact same time. Okay. So, the basilisk will go first. So you see it turns its eyes and these like... They flare. And as they flare... You see the basilisk grow in size. It begins to swell. The hat stays the same size though, and it's very, very tiny on its head. Lessien, you have drawn the skull card. What that means is the next encounter that you deal with, it gets harder. This basilisk grows. It's about the size of the horse. Its large claws kind of cement down into the wagon. You see the wood cracking and splintering and groaning underneath. It will begin to surge forward at you, and it'll try to bite you. Does a 7 hit you?
It does not.
Okay, that's
Oh.
really good.
Mhm,
Because it
mhm.
rolled really high on damage.
Yes,
That would have killed you.
That would have killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you dive out of the way as this basilisk tries to bite at you. Sebastian, it is your turn.
Bastion is going to rush it.
Okay.
And take a swing with his scimitar. That's a crit.
Nat
Let's
20.
go.
That's a nat 20. Okay. Okay.
For
Hold on.
13 damage.
I have a new toy.
Ooh.
I have a new toy. I have a deck of Sunders.
Ooh.
All right. All right. We're going to use a new toy. I'm going to draw a card for you. Your blow hits the right side of the target's head, blinding them for 1 turn and knocking them prone.
Blinding them, you say?
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blinding
Yes.
the thing that petrifies with its gate. Ooh.
Blinded
Yes.
and prone.
Yeah. Okay, so you do 15 damage here. No, 13 damage here.
And he is going to let out a big lion roar. His daunting roar racial trait. It has to make a DC 13 wisdom which save is this? Wisdom save
Uh-huh.
or be afraid.
Okay. It rolls a 2. It is afraid.
Oh.
Okay. Wow. What a turn. Oh my god.
What an opening turn.
Okay. Yeah, you slam your scimitar into the side of its head, and there's this grievous gash across its face, and it is currently blinded now as like the blood kind of seeps down. You see this like viscous purple black blood dripping, and it kind of recoils from you in fear. Anything else for your turn?
That's everything. Move, attack, and bonus.
That was an amazing turn. Alistair, it is your turn.
Okay. Alesta is going to take a step back and catch himself on his heel. And he is going to activate his form of dread.
Ooh.
A black crown is going to appear across his head, or floating slightly above it, oozing and wreathed in shadow, and pools of darkness are going to pour from his eyes. And I will actually roll a d10 because I get temporary hit points.
Yes.
Nice.
That's really good.
Very nice.
Yeah. Oh, but I rolled a 1 plus 1, so it's 2.
Oh.
So I have 13 hit points now.
Okay.
And then I will, as for my action, I will throw an Eldritch Blast. Now he's prone, but he's blind, so it's a straight roll.
Yes, it is
Okay.
straight. They negate each other.
Yeah.
So when you try to hit something with a ranged attack and it's prone on the ground, it's at disadvantage, but because it's blind, things that attack it do get advantage and they cancel out.
Okay, I'll take it. Oh, that's a... I hit the damage.
That's the damage. 24 is absolutely a hit. This
Okay.
creature has an armor class of 15.
Okay, well, he takes 1 point of force damage as it grazes off of him, but he does need to make a wisdom saving throw, or he will be frightened of just me.
Okay, he rolls a 7.
So he is frightened.
Okay, so can you describe to me what your Eldritch Blast looks like, even though it only does 1 damage?
Yes, it is a like a mote of purple with us like swirling shadows around it. So it's covering the light every so often. It's kind of giving off like a blink or just different shades of purple as I toss it towards him.
Very good. Oh man, I love it. Okay, Eris, it is your turn.
Looking down at herself and slowly not very slowly petrifying legs up. Gonna notice that this is not being a very good day. And glares up at this bastard, completely forgetting the advice that you probably shouldn't look at one of these things. The flames at the tip of her hair are surging up quite a fair bit at this point. There's just the hint of flames poking out behind it. I have had enough, and is going to cast a magic missile all at the basilisk.
Okay, very good.
Which is it just hits, as I remember. It's
It
3.
does.
Yes, you do the damage.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's 10 force damage.
All right.
Nice.
All right, so can you describe to me what your magic missiles look like?
She sort of twisting fiery red streamers shooting out from her hand that seem to miss the target and go around it before flying up and frumph, coming in afterwards.
You hear it roaring in pain and it's writhing around. It's confused. It's distracted. It's distraught. The mustache falls off. The hat remains. Anything else for your turn, Eris?
She tries to move a bit and realizes that she is still very stuck and just gets ready to do it again for her next turn if necessary to make this thing fall over.
I do need another DC 12 Constitution saving throw here. You want to beat this. Manifesting this for you.
Manifest.
You want to beat
I'm not looking.
this.
I'm not looking. I'm not looking.
You rolled a 9. Oh no. Okay. You see the stone crawling up your legs and up your hips. It's moving very, very quickly. Let me read this. Hold on.
She has to read it again.
Okay, you are petrified. It completely consumes you all the way So describe to me what your final pose is as you're petrified.
It's mostly just going to be with arm outstretched as if he's gathering up to do it again and just stuck like this.
Very good. Yes. Eris, you are petrified now. Wyla, it is your turn.
Wyla is going to fly over and behind the basilisk
Okay.
and just unleash a ray of frost right on its back.
Okay. Let's see. Ray of Frost. Okay. So okay, cool. So this will be normal because it is blind.
Okay.
Normally if you attack with a ranged spell like this in melee, it would be at disadvantage, but because it's blind, they cancel each other out. So an 11 will unfortunately not hit. You do have a reroll if you want to do that.
I'll go ahead and take that.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
Roll again.
Okay, a 10. No. Tell me what this spell looks like as you like cast it, but you miss.
So I imagine she's realizing Eris is turning to stone and she's distracted, and this beam of ice just shoots really high, and she's just shoots right above the basilisk's head as she's just staring off at Eris's petrified form.
Okay. Oh, does your Ray of Frost look like fire?
Yeah. My ice spells leave scorch marks.
Ooh. Cool. All right. It is now the basilisk's turn.
No.
Oh my god, I'm so scared for all of you.
But it is afraid.
It is afraid. So the frightened condition means that it doesn't like actively try to run away, but it can't move closer. And it has disadvantage. So it is cowering, and you can see that it does seem like it wants to. You know what? Let's see. Does your resolve break, buddy? Are you okay? Rolls a 4. Okay. It is
It's
gonna.
not okay.
It is not okay. It is gonna still try to take a swipe at you. So it's blind. You see that the eyes are no longer glowing. They're just this like strange milky white. Oh, I hit you.
Oh.
I hit you. Okay, it rolled a 24. So it tries to bite at you, Sebastian, and it locks in on your calf. And as it does, you feel the teeth just sink in to the meat of your leg. And as the mouth pulls away, there's just a remaining burning sensation, and you feel it filling inside of you and running up your veins as you take a total of 16 damage here.
I mean, that puts me down.
Oh.
Mhm. And immediately everyone sees Sebastian just slump. And the creature will try to begin to run away. Wyla, you do get an attack of opportunity here.
It has to be a melee weapon.
Yes. Or a melee attack, so you can like punch it if you want.
Yeah. I'll...
Okay, a 7 will not hit. You try to swipe your dagger real quick and it just kind of slithers away. What is its movement? 20. Okay, can't move very far. You see the many legs just kind of just tries to run away here. Sebastian, roll me a death saving throw, please.
Where is that on? Is there a spot on the character sheet to roll those?
Yes. It should be like right in the middle, and just says death save.
Yes.
Okay, you rolled a 2. That's 1 failure. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. The creature's running away.
It's all good. There's nothing to worry about.
Alistair, it is your turn.
Yeah. I'll take a step this way, and I will hurl another Eldritch Blast into the creature's back.
Okay.
Let's.
Oh, it's not pro anymore. So this is at advantage.
Yay. There we go. It is I think that's a miss.
15 is the AC.
Okay, I'm gonna use my reroll.
Okay, you did. You got advantage.
I did roll advantage, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
You use
yeah.
one reroll. You have one left. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay. And this is just flat, right?
Yeah, just the first one. Yep.
Okay. 21.
That's a hit. Very good. Wow,
9
9 damage. Very good. Yeah. So you slam a Eldritch Blast into its back, and you see that some of its spines fall off, and just like.
And I believe I have 25 feet. Oh, I forgot how it works in this game. 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, I can't quite get there to anyone, but I will move. Oops. I will move here. I'm trying to get closer to Sebastian.
Okay. So Eris, you are still alive. You might be petrified. You cannot move. So as you are able to like perceive the area, we'll say like the petrification goes like right up to like your mouth here. So you can't talk, but you can breathe and you can look around. What is Eris thinking right now?
Many 4-letter words that are unrepeatable on stream at this point. Which means that at least her eyes are free, and we've gone from false murder to on fire to there are flames streaming out past the glasses. She's not having a good day, but with what she's trying to do, she's trying to look around for something, anything that might give a hint that there's a way out of this.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me perception. 19. Very good.
Dang.
Okay,
Apparently
so like
it's focus the mind.
yeah, you can't hear anything. All you can do is see. Oh no, I said you can hear. So your eyes focus on the cart here, and you can see that there is a box, a crate, and it has the word potions stamped on the side of it.
Okay, that's an idea. I can't tell anyone about this, apart from. I mean, she can't even roll her eyes and like go there because she's wearing glasses and they're on fire.
Oh no.
So it's like, well, that could help.
Yeah. You stare pointedly like you're.
Yep. Staring intensifies.
All right. Unfortunately, you can't do anything else there. Wyla, it is your turn. The basilisk is fleeing.
Wyla's gonna start off with a healing word for Sebastian.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I only have 1 level.
All right.
So-
That's 9.
Just a white blossom of fire is going to take root in his chest, and she is going to let loose a ray of frost towards.
9. Oh no.
So she's going to just point towards the basilisk, not even looking, let loose a ray of frost while she flies towards Eris, try to look to see if there's anything she can do.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're kind of flying up to Eris, I think like all of this is happening at the same time, right? So you can see Eris is like deliberately looking at the cart. But that is going to be the end of your turn. It is the basilisk's turn. The basilisk is just going to kind of run away. It's going to dash.
It's had enough.
Yeah, so it's like starting to just book it. You see the little hat just falls off as it's like. Sebastian.
I'm
are-
conscious.
You are conscious. So life breathes back into you. You are on the flat of your back. And the last thing you see is the brilliant light of Wyla's spell as they're like actively moving away.
I can see now, because like this has been behind me the whole time. I can see now that Eris is like mostly stone.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sebastian doesn't know his spells very well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna come over to Eris and cast the cantrip Spare the Dying, which I I understand does not apply here.
Uh-huh.
But Sebastian does not understand that.
Oh, I love that. Okay, what does
Aw.
it look like when you cast Spare the Dying?
He reaches out this big lion paw and like plops it on her head, and the whole hand glows with golden light as he pours this spell into her.
The golden light washes over Eris. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, Alistair, what would you like to do?
I see everyone. Looks like they're tending to Eris. I don't know what really else to do. I maybe bring this thing back or something. So I'm gonna keep hurling Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay,
it
sounds
runs
good.
away.
Yeah, it is very clearly trying to leave.
Eldritch Blast has a good range on
Yeah,
it,
it's
doesn't it?
120 feet.
Nice.
So
This thing's not fast enough to escape you without dying.
No.
is it still blind or is it at over?
It's still blind.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Just runs straight into a tree.
I will toss another one at advantage.
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
That's a 6 for the first one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. So it must,
Oof. Yeah, it's just I'm just missing. That was the
Yes.
advantage roll.
Okay, gotcha.
I have one more blessing.
You do.
Okay, well, I'm gonna use it.
Okay, good luck. Oh, that's a
No,
nat one.
I can't.
No. You're like trying really hard. The Eldritch Blast just slams into the side of a tree here.
Oh, damn it.
An effort was made. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's gonna run away. Alistair, go ahead and roll one more Eldritch Blast,
Okay.
and we're gonna come out of combat here.
All right.
Because with the 120 feet, you would definitely be able to get
Can't
one.
hit
off.
him.
Nope. 14's not gonna hit. Okay.
Not meant to be.
So that is gonna be
can-
the end of. Sorry, go ahead, Wyla.
I can do one more magic missile.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
We'll just
So that is
not a whole lot of damage, but
9. Ooh, not enough. Yeah. So 3 more magic missiles pepper into this thing. It has 10 hit points remaining, but it is now gone. So we will come out of combat here. As the group of you kind of gather around Eris here, you can see that she is turned mostly to stone. And as the combat comes to an end and everyone like begins to circle around Eris, you see the stone just completely. Eris is completely petrified now.
I was looking at the.
Anyone know how to fix a person turning to stone?
Either very strong magic or alchemy.
Ooh! Sebastian takes off sprinting back towards the other carriage and their very unhelpful, unfriendly co-traveler.
Okay, Alistair just books it 100 feet down the road.
Wyla's gonna. Oh, need to change. Just gonna remember she was looking at the wagon.
Oh, wrong character. My bad. Yeah, so you see the wagon. Do you want to investigate what's on the wagon here?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Can I
Okay.
help?
Yeah, you can absolutely help. Well, it's a 19, so it's very, very, very good here. And as you're kind of like scrounging through, you see that there are 4 healing potions inside of this potions crate. And you see that there appears to be personal effects, there's books, there's some rations. It is very much a wagon of all the supplies that someone's going to need on their first day at Strixhaven. But there is no other potion or anything else that can help you.
Find anything?
Just healing potions.
Oh, I guess that doesn't really help us, huh?
No, we need something much stronger than this.
Sebastian? Where the hell is he going?
I think-
Hopefully the rude orc, was he?
Mhm.
Has something he can do.
Okay. And as we kind of like focus on Sebastian just track starring his way over to the carriage, I think that's going to be a good time for us to take a break. So we will be back here in 5 minutes. Please join us in doing a little stretch, grabbing some water, and we'll be back here shortly. So we see Sebastian track starring towards the carriage, and you see that the door is still open. You see that Rena is still not there.
He'll sort of skid to a halt as he gets to the open door where he can see Uzmatok.
Yeah. So as you lean in, you do see Uzmatok is still reading. No, sorry, he is not reading. He is currently curled up on one of the benches and sleeping.
God.
The way he's curled up, because he's like lying lengthwise at this.
Mm-hmm.
Which side
His butt
is
sticks
closest to the door?
His butt sticks out towards the door.
Can I grab a leg, like an ankle, and just pull?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just reaches into the cabin, pulls on a leg.
You yoink him out, and his back hits the ground with a thud, and he goes, "Ugh! What is it that you want? What are you doing?"
There was a big lizard and lots of legs, and one of our fellow students is turned to stone. Can you help them?
As soon as you say "turn to stone," you see like his agitation just melts away, and he begins to try to scramble up, and he says, adjusting his spectacles, "This sounds like a basilisk.
If you say so."
I will need your assistance."
Okay, I'll help.
All right. And then he stands outside of the carriage, and he's going to point up, and he says, "Access the blue chest."
Yeah, he'll reach up and pull it down.
Okay, so he opens up this leather-bound chest, and as he takes the belts off and he goes inside, you can see that a number of vials have broken, and that there is this like thick viscous liquid just kind of pooling at the bottom. He just slowly looks up at you.
It didn't sound expensive when it was breaking.
What's expensive sound like?
But he pulls out a single vial, and it has this sort of pearlescent white fluid in it. And then he closes it. "We will need to move quickly."
Sebastian holds out his hand for it and says, "What do I need to do?"
Pour it directly on them.
Okay.
Do you want me to take it, or do you want to take it?
I'm fast.
All right. And they hand it over to you.
He takes it and he takes off, because Leon and actually are 35 feet of move action.
Hell yeah. You move like a linebacker.
Just a little faster. Oh yeah. He's 100% a sports scholarship kid.
Oh, I love it.
Let's go.
Oh my god. I love his himbo energy.
Oh, big himbo energy.
I love it. Okay, yeah, so Uzmatok is left in the dust as Sebastian starts bounding over. But before Sebastian gets there, the camera fixates back on Eris, who's petrified, Wyla, who has just unsuccessfully found nothing in the cart, and Alistair here as you're kind of helping. Wyla, you do find a book, and it says diary on it.
Dear. I'll just open the first page and see if there's a name on it.
Yeah, it says Grant Stone.
I'll put in my belongings and see if I can find a Grant Stone later on.
Okay. You say as you look at the Minotaur on the ground right behind you.
We can take him with us. See if we can help him out later.
We can certainly try.
Is there anything that you want to do before Sebastian gets back?
Oh, dear, dear, dear. I don't know what to do.
Can I take a look at the Minotaur?
Yeah, absolutely. As you come to the Minotaur, it's pretty obvious now with the contextual clues that the Minotaur, they must have fought the Basilisk here,
Mhm.
and they failed.
Mm-hmm.
They don't look like they have very many open wounds as you look at them, but everything is just stone, so you can't see any flesh, you can't see the extent of their injuries. But their final pose is they have a dagger in their hand.
Oh, that's embarrassing. And I'll start looking through my notes to see if there's anything about Basilisk, but there's not. So
No.
Lichdom, Draculich, random undead stuff, nothing.
Nah, nothing. All right. So Sebastian, you come hurtling towards them, vial in hand.
He starts trying to like unstopper it, but his hands are kind of shaking a little bit. So he pops out the claws on his free hand and digs it into the cork to pull it out.
Pop.
And just pours it directly on Eris's head.
Okay. As it makes contact with the stone, you see the liquid begins to thin out, almost as if oil, and it begins to lacquer over the porous concrete-like texture. And slowly, just almost as if taking a magic eraser, you see the stone just washing away down Eris's body. Eris, you are slowly restored back to meat flesh.
Yes.
Ah,
It looks like
it's
works.
getting about this far. Thank you. That's wow. Where did you? I didn't know you. Did you know how to do? Wow. Okay, that's impressive. This is quite fast. Okay. I apologize now, but as at this point, like the camera would pan up to like a group overshot of the forest area, and then just this super loud string of swear words and obscenities just echoes out across the everything, complete with the classic, birds take off and are disrupted as
It's
she
really
just
strange
lets out.
as Eris like starts cursing, like it's just a very loud beep for a very long time. It's so weird.
I don't know that spell either.
I don't know that language actually. Odd.
It's primordial. I speak that.
Okay, I feel better. Did you get it?
No,
No, it escaped.
it got a little far. I couldn't quite land a shot on it. Oh, I should probably dismiss form of dragon.
Oh yeah, just like whoosh.
Yeah.
You return to your normal form.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay. That's just it's a day. It's more than a morning now. It's a full day. This is. I don't suppose we have another one that we can help to remembers and gestures towards the still lying there Minotaur that we can get them back, right? You have another one of those.
So we're gonna montage here a little bit. So I'll give you some information. Urzmatok does not have another potion of greater restoration. A couple of hours probably pass as you're kind of deciding what to do here. Rena does not come back. It's starting to feel like Rena has disappeared and no one knows where she's gone. There's no trace of her. So you've got a horse, a whole ass horse, and then you've got a minotaur person, and then you've got an unmanned carriage. So you're gonna have to figure out what you want to do with that. Urzmatok says, "I will not drive the carriage."
I can probably drive the carriage.
I can cast Speak with Animals to assist by communicating with the horse.
Okay.
But
I think
first,
You got it.
I would like to give pass out the healing potions and give 2 to Sebastian since he took some damage.
Okay.
Ooh. It's a D8, is it?
It's a 2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2.
And then another to Alistair and 1 to Eris.
Okay.
Oh,
So you can
thank you.
each add 1 healing potion to your inventories. Sebastian drinks 1.
Yep, drinks
Restore
one, and
5 hit
I'm
points.
at full then.
Okay, cool. All right. So, you definitely get the sense that if you wanted to bring this Minotaur person with you, you could probably fit them into your carriage. The horse, there's no hope. You guys can't lift the horse. The horse is gonna have to stay here.
Sebastian, if you'd like to do the honors of putting him in there.
Of course. I assume in athletics to...
We'll say
He-
like you take your time, so you don't have
Okay.
to really roll here. Yeah. Who will like to drive the carriage to Strixhaven?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I can help. I'm helpful.
Roll me a survival check. Does anyone
Uh,
want to help Sebastian?
Eris
I'll
will. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Okay.
I'd help by asking the horse what directions it typically takes.
Okay, yeah. So go ahead and do this at advantage, Sebastian.
Wonderful.
A 12. So even with a 12, especially because Wyla is able to talk to the horse, I think you're going to have no problem doing this. The 12 will definitely be a representation of, like, this is probably your first time doing this, and the horse is a little stubborn and unresponsive. But as far as going the right way, you managed to do so no problem. By the time the group of you... Wow, that's a dramatic cut there. to
Yeah.
music.
Hope is back.
That was so dramatic. Okay, can I start at the beginning? Here. Alright, chill out. Jeez. Alright. So the journey takes about 2 days. It is quite uncomfortable. You did not expect this to be the path that you were going to take to go to Strixhaven. We'll say that over the course of the next 2 days that you make camp and kind of get to know each other a little bit. And eventually you make your way to what appears to be a large stone platform that stretches out about 100 feet. And in the very center is this swirl of blue light. You see that there are intricate designs of like flashes of white and flashes of cyan that just furl out and then like careen back in. This brilliant show of magic, something like a beam of light just coming out of the ground.
Does anyone know what this is? Do we have to go around it?
I definitely would not go through it.
You fools!
Oh,
That is a snarl. That is the teleportation spell that will take us to Strixhaven.
well, then I guess we are going through it.
That's a teleportation spell?
No, it's a
That's-
snarl!
Okay, right.
It seems like the same thing.
I see
They're
your
not?
demeanor hasn't gotten any better over the past 2 days.
Yeah, you've learned that Urzmatok is an asshole. So he like adjusts his spectacles again and he says, "A snarl is a great manifestation of unharnessed power, magical power. Spells may be cast upon it to magnify them, and in this case, this is a teleportation spell cast upon this very snarl."
Okay.
Would Wyla be familiar with these in the Feywild, or would any of those pop up there?
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. I'm not gonna say that they are definitely not common. Okay, with a 7, unfortunately not. you're able to recognize that it is exactly as he says. It looks like magic. It is definitely some kind of powerful magic, but what it could exactly mean is foreign to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and drive the carriage directly into the light.
Okie dokie. Just give the reins a little snap.
Yeah.
This is all perfectly fine.
Yeah, so we see the carriage just kind of just disappear into this beam of light. And you are all wibbly wobbly, like you feel your reality and your perception just kind of stretch and get like twisted as you are teleported through different dimensions and different planes of existence. You can see just flashes of different things just careening past you. You see some kind of dragon, you see a dinosaur, you see a tree, you see some kind of vehicle that looks like a tank. Maybe you don't know what that is, maybe you do. And then you eventually just snap into place, and you are in the very middle of a grassy plain right outside of an extremely large building. Welcome to Strixhaven.
Wow.
So
You
we're
know,
Hey.
Urzmatog, you're really smart when you're not being mean.
thank you.
Two entirely unrelated traits.
Yeah, he just gives a good big old squint. So let me find my words here.
Yep.
Hold on. The adventure begins. Words? Majestic marble archways, tomes seemingly stacked for miles, and the infectious energy of hundreds of young adults fill the biblioplex, the grand library at the heart of Strixhaven University. The sights, sounds, and sparks of magic in the air are wondrous. You stand in front of the biblioplex, which I'm actually going to take you to right now. Whee!
Hey, biblioplex. Oh, wow.
So you are
wow.
outside of this grand building. You can see that it is many stories tall, and you can see that there are a number of different students that are enthusiastically pouring in and out of it. You see this very large double doors have been pulled open. You can see that the handles for these doors are actually shaped like scholars. They're people, and they seem to be wearing these like long draping robes. You see that there is a booth in between the doors that says information, and there's a goblin sitting right behind it. And the carriage is just kind of there. And people are like walking by, they have books in their hands, they kind of look at the carriage and continue on.
I guess we should park this somewhere or drop it off.
I feel like Sebastian probably just pulls it up alongside the side of these stairs, just like, this looks like a parking spot to me.
You see Urzmatog, like as soon as you park it, like begins to like pull his belongings off, and he's just grumbling. He's like, normally the one piece of gold, it does constitute that they will help you with your belongings once you arrive at your destination, but I guess under the circumstances I will make do with what I have to.
I guess we really don't have much of a choice since the person taking us is still missing.
Well,
yeah,
So
we
need
didn't.
to report that to someone.
Yeah.
I will go speak to the professors, and I will deal with the situation of our stony companion.
Yeah.
Stone.
Thanks for making me not be full of stone again.
Yes, yes.
Really,
thank you.
really appreciate that.
Well, good luck, and stay out of trouble.
That might be harder.
Sebastian goes up to the table marked information and says, "Do you know where Rena is?"
The goblin like looks up at you. You can see that she has really curly hair, and it kind of comes down in waves, and she's wearing a black and white robe. And she looks up at you and says, "Oh, Oh, hi! I don't know who Rena is, but welcome. You look like a first year.
I am a first year.
Oh, hey. Welcome. How's it going?
We got attacked and we lost our cart driver person, Rena.
Oh. Okay, do you want information about orientation?
Oh, it's specific information. Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. Well, and then she pulls out a what appears to be a small lockbox. She opens it up and she begins to thumb through it. What's your name?
I'm Sebastian. What's your name?
My name is Jill. Sebastian, what?
I don't understand.
Do you have a family name?
No, we don't really have family structures in our pride.
Oh, what's the name of your pride?
We're the Sun Guides.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I needed. She begins to scroll through there. So the group of you can see Sebastian is talking to this goblin off to the side. Ursmatok urges you that the carriage will be fine, that the Minotaur will be fine, that they're going to take care of it. And you're able to go on your merry way. What would you like to do?
Check in.
Eris would be gathering her bag. Big sigh of relief that they've definitely made it here, and ready to step out off the carriage.
Okay.
Trips and goes face first into the floor.
Oh no!
Oh. It's just no end to it, huh?
As you trip over, you see someone kind of walk up to you. And they crouch down and they offer you a hand. And they have a very warm smile.
I knew it was gonna be.
You see a fire ganassi, dark-skinned, with these sort of like blue silver robes on. He extends a hand. He's like, "Hey, are you all right?"
Just still facing in. I think I'm okay. And turns around, slightly taken aback about jaw drops. I think, yeah. I
Do you want a hand?
takes her again. A moment, takes her, yes, please. Reaches.
So he doesn't
slowly
rush
up
you.
towards
You make a deliberate note that he seems to be patient, like as you're kind of, stumbling and trying to find your words. He just smiles at you, and as he takes your hand, he's so strong. Oh my god, his muscles rip and everything. He very carefully lifts you up and helps you to your feet, and you see him kind of brush a little bit of your arm. I can tell that you're new. Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. We had a. She looks down at herself and it's like, the 2 days and it's not been terribly great for her attire, and she's tried her best, but it still doesn't look great. And now she really, really wishes she had something a lot better on. Yes, we're all new. Yes. Yes.
Everything's gonna be alright. You're gonna have a great day. I can tell. It's gonna be much better than it was.
Thank you.
Well,
That I really hope is the case.
he kind of smiles and laughs, and he laughs like he gives you one of those warm laughs that comes from deep in the belly, like one of those really genuine, very soft laughs. And he says, "Well, I'm Xanther, and if you ever need a friend or someone to talk to, just stop by and just come say hi. I know this place can get kind of lonely and overwhelming, but you don't have to be here alone or pick any of it alone.
Thank you. Yes, I have a name, don't I? I'm
Have a
Eris.
name.
Thank you.
Eris, nice to meet you.
Please. Yes. Oh well, thank you. I might take you up on that offer. I assume we go that way
Yeah,
into orientation.
Yeah.
Yes, I read about that. Right. Thank you once again. I'll.
He begins.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, he's very patient. He begins to like step away and gives you finger guns. And then he looks over at Wyla and gives finger guns. Looks at Alistair, finger guns, and then he walks away.
Yeah. Oh. That was interesting. You okay, Addis?
Sorry. Oh yes. I'm good. I'm better now. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Wow. This is definitely a place.
So the group of you can now hear the goblin talking to Sebastian, and she pulls out a file, a manila folder, and puts it down in front of you, opens it up. You see a picture of Sebastian. Sebastian, if you were to like, from like a remote, kind of equivalent, medieval fantasy equivalent of like a picture camera taking a photo and putting it in a file, what kind of like pose, what does your school picture look like, Sebastian?
He has a big humor-filled grin that probably to people not familiar with Leonin, like, is kind of terrifying because he's got really big teeth.
Yeah.
But like just this goofy big grin because someone told him to smile and he was like, okay.
Awesome. So you see that very picture right there. You see your name, and then Jill says, "Oh, okay. So it says here that your roommate is someone by the name of Lessien. Okay. It looks like that you are a prospect for the College of Witherbloom. Oh. All right. So here's your class list. Everyone that is a first year is going to be taking magical physiologies. For Witherbloom, you'll be taking the Arcanobotany for beginners. And let's see, your other classes will be... Roll me a 3d6, please.
One at a time or all together?
All together's fine.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like you're going to be taking basic magical auras as well, beginning computational magic, and, the history of magic and art.
A little, like, brush of concern and maybe even fear flashes over his face when she says computational magic, because that sounds very intimidating to him.
And she just kind of like just shoves the rest of your file. Here you go. All right, who's next? Oh, are these your friends?
Oh, yeah, we met on the way here.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
All right, what's your name? Let me get your file pulled up.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, Alistair.
Okay, Alistair. Do you have a family name?
I seem to have forgotten.
That's okay. Oh, there's 5 Alistairs. All right, She just like pulls it up, opens it. No, not you. No. Ooh, nope. And then like, oh, okay, here we go. I think this is your file. What does Alistair look like in their school picture?
I think he's in the lab. He's very focused, but on that kind of mad scientist, like grinning ear to ear, which he doesn't seem to give off right now, but he seems all about whatever work he's doing.
I love it. Okay. Yes. All right. So it looks like that your roommate's name is going to be Bam. Someone by the name of Bam. Okay. Yeah, and then let's look at your class schedule together. So you're a prospect for Lorehold. Oh, that's nice. You're going to be an introduction to archaeomancy, Magical Physiologies is a required course for all first years. And, oh, let's see what else you're in. Go ahead and roll me a 3d6.
All right. I got 2 6s and a 3.
Okay. Oh, you got beginning computational magic. You've got history of magic and art. And beginning inkomancy. She hands your file over to you. All right, who's next?
Hey, dear. What was your name? I'm Wyla. Wyla Fear.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Jill. All right, let's see. Wyla here. Ah, right here. What does your school picture look like?
Just the patient smile of an art teacher surrounded by students.
Aw, that's so sweet. All right.
That's a vibe.
Yeah. It looks like your roommate is going to be someone by the name of Eris.
Eris, wonderful.
Oh, we're going to be. Oh,
I love it when that happens. Oh, you're gonna be rooming
that's good.
together. Okay, so you're going to be having a history of magic and art, obviously, since Prismari, magical physiologies, and then oh, there we go. I thought I closed it. Oh, okay. Basic magical auras. That's a good class. We've got Arcano-Botany for beginners. And then you're going to be introduction to Archaeomancy as well. Very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, and your friend can come up here. Eris, was it? What's your family name?
yes. Well, as long as we're Eris the Shane, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. What does your school picture look like?
It's on the one hand a somewhat stereotypical. Just standing in front of the camera, holding a book, and then it's like fairly staid, normal. Then you hit her face, and it's just this big, broad grin of "I am really happy to be here, and this is happening." That's gone slightly glassy and this is taking slightly longer than I would have wanted for it to happen. But I'm still glad and happy to be here, complete with very, very sparkly glasses that she is still wearing that are now slightly duller from the current trip out here.
Oh, all right. So you are rooming with Wyla here. You're gonna be in the history of magic and art, like Wyla here. You got magical physiologies together. Okay. And then let's see what your other classes are. 3d6, please. Ooh, okay. You're gonna be in beginning inkomancy, also basic magical auras, and introduction to archaeomancy. All right.
Ooh, those sound interesting.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty reasonable workload here.
We're all in history of magic and art together.
You are so lucky that you didn't get beginning computational magic. It is such a headache.
Oh no.
What I got?
Alistair and Sebastian both look at each other.
Well, something will never change.
Eris, you and I have the same schedule except for one class.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad I'm gonna at least somewhat know someone else. Well, okay, another some. Oh yeah, I met them, didn't I? And just sort of pauses for a moment as the brain gets completely derailed back to what happened a few minutes ago. Yes, yeah, that's good. That's great. Wow. It's actually happening.
So if you want to go to orientation, you can just head right on in, and you want to head over to the Hall of Oracles. You'll see the big old snarl right in the middle of the biblioplex. They hold orientation there every 15 minutes, so take your time. Just absorb it all. Welcome to your first day.
Thank you.
One last question, Jill.
Yeah, of course. Anything. Any questions? I'll take any questions.
Is Grant Stone by chance a first year?
Let me check. And she begins to go through the file. Oh, right here. And she opens it up, and you see this big old goofy grin. You see Grant Stone just like take on like a very like suave kind of showboaty pose. It's the Minotaur from earlier, absolutely. And you see that he has a very small lizard on his shoulder with 4 pairs of legs, a top hat, and a mustache on his shoulder.
You may want to send his information to them.
Oh, are they all right?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Oh, okay,
He
well,
might have happened a bit of an accident.
This is an accident, 100% an accident.
So Sebastian points at the picture where the lizard is much, much smaller than what they thought. He goes, I told you it was cute.
Okay. Just kind of close the file and then like closes the lockbox and just kind of sets it to the side. I'll go ahead and rush that over on my break.
Hmm.
Or do you
I
think I
guess
should do it
that's-
right now?
I mean, I think they're stone, so yes, probably.
Oh, they returned to stone. Oh, I see what happened. Ooh.
Implying.
So she like opens it up. Yeah, that's a basilisk. Sometimes some of these first year students, they get a little overzealous and they're like, oh, I want to bring a cool pet to Strixhaven. I want to show it off. And it's like, oh no, it's really feral and it probably shouldn't be taken as a pet. Who knew that you couldn't domesticate a basilisk? Don't do it. It's a terrible idea, okay? You can
Good
only
lunch.
feed a basilisk cat food so many times before it wants something else.
It bit my leg.
Ow.
They did a lot worse than that, but yes.
Well, Jill was talking about food and it bit me. That's. Should we go inside?
She's just kind of like,
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I suppose.
All right, bye. And she just like turns and starts talking to other people.
It made her life so much weirder.
As the group of you begin to head inside, you can see that as you enter in that the Hall of Oracles, the giant snarl, is visible from the very entrance when you step within. You see this large opening here within the chamber where this just beam of light just comes careening down from these. This snarl in particular looks a lot more refined. You have an actual structure here that's piercing through the beam of light. So it's not kind of like whoosh, 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 like it was in the teleporter to get here. You can see that there are a number of students peppered throughout this area, and they seem to be looking at various pieces of paper. They are clustered together in groups, and they all seem to be listening to disembodied voices, looking up at the ceiling, and then looking to the snarl. And you can see that there are a few people that walk through the snarl.
This one's not a teleportation.
Well, they walked.
They walk through it and then appear on the other side.
Okay. I would like to go up to it.
Okay. So as Alistair begins to walk up to it, the blue light from the snarl just kind of washes over you, and that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Okay.
So close. Do you want to touch it?
I do.
Okay, well, you'll have to find out what happens next time. Oh, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're going to go ahead and do our outros here. Tell me about who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the session, or just give a star or a compliment to someone, just a particular moment that you enjoyed. We'll start off with Dirge.
I am Dirge14th. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch by the same tag. Play a lot of D&D video games, and you'll see me on Stella Luna's channel every so often. My favorite part was the Basilisk encounter because I love danger in D&D. I love not knowing if I'm gonna make it out or not, or if something really bad is gonna happen, and then actually making it out. It's exhilarating. So yeah, that was my favorite.
When I set it up, I was like, oh, this thing has a CR of 2. They'll be fine. And then the first attack roll, I was like,
Yeah.
you have a max hit point of 9.
Yes.
And this attack, if it hit, would have done 14 damage. And it wasn't max damage. Oops.
I love it.
Level 1 is so scary.
Mm-hmm.
It is
It is.
terrifying. All right.
Great.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Lessien.
Yeah, I'm Lessien. You can find me on Stella's Discord. My favorite part was Eris and Wyla just bonding in the stagecoach over art. That was really cute.
It was super cute. Thank you. I loved your character school picture. Just talking about like other people like surrounding you. That's so cute. It's like, of course that's like what the art teacher would be like. All right, this is a good picture of me and my throng of students, you know.
My throng.
I love it. Thank you so much. Next we have Kamedare.
Hi, I am Kamedare again on Twitter and sort of kind of Twitch as well. I'm usually hanging out a lot in Stella's channel and in the Discord. My favorite bit, as it's hard to say, it's both involving Sebastian. It's both the druid craft to make the trail mix spring to life in his hand in the trip, and I'm not sure what my spells do, but I'm gonna try spare the dying because that's something you're supposed to do at this sort of things, right? That was great. That was
really
great.
cute. Thank you so much. And next we have B Street Holmes.
I am B Street Holmes or Matthew. You can find me on Stella's Discord or on Twitter. Also on Monday nights at 10 p.m. I do nerdy news with my friend Jacob, Zombie Fighter, where we cover sci-fi movies, TV shows, tech, video games, all that goodness. I think my favorite part was not like one specific moment, but I really enjoyed how we got a really good glimpse at every player character's personalities and got to like see a little bit of the background. I think everyone did a wonderful job with just the personality of their characters and making sure that got brought out.
Excellent. Yes. So part of the reason why I haven't just thrown you guys into Strixhaven to give you kind of this warm up is first to kind of get a feel of like what your character is before Strixhaven. That way you can kind of appreciate what it does to you, right? Like as you go through it and like just kind of forming those bonds outside of school, right? Just throwing random shit at you like a basilisk pet gone wrong. Like that's
with a top hat.
With a top hat.
With a top hat,
And a mustache. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Just quickly again, if you do want to play in this game, it is open roster. You can join this game. All you need is a microphone and a quiet place to play. And to find out more information, just hop into our Discord. Link is there in the chat. Yeah. Anybody can play. We are a learning community, so if you've never played D&D before, that's totally fine. We'll teach you how to play. We'll teach you how to push all the buttons. That's what we're here for. If you want more of me, I will be back live on Wednesday with the Saltmarsh crew. That's going to be our Patreon game at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time is going to be Unbound. And very special, we were supposed to have our last episode of Urban Shadows 2 last night, but it has been pushed back to February 5 at 9 p.m. So that is emceed by the Noir Enigma. So that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody!
Bye.